Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stargirl Society, the podcast that inspires you to reclaim your power and start living the life of your dreams. I'm your host, Phoebe Goldsmith, and in today's episode, I'm going to be telling you how to actually change your life in 2026. And I mean change your life, start a new chapter, go down a new path for years to come, completely changing the game in your life. If you are bored out of your mind right now of your own BS, then this one is for you, and you will know when you are ready. This video found you for a reason. You don't have to have all the answers, but that feeling inside you that's nagging for you to become the best version of yourself and leave behind all the mediocre habits, that feeling, that motivation is enough, and I'm glad you're here. In December of 2023, I had this feeling, and the elevation in my life has been very real ever since. Lots has happened over the last few years, but the vision, the motivation, the goal, and the energy has never changed since that point. It was and still is a burning desire for more and for becoming the best version of me. I am definitely the most satisfied and have been the most happy I have ever been since I made the decision to change my life, and I'm going to break down how we were going to do this. The very first thing to changing your life in 2026 that is absolutely essential, you cannot achieve anything if you do not have this. It is time to foster the most delusional, insane belief in yourself. People should be questioning if you have lost your mind. If you want big things in life, this is the only way. Especially if you're an adult watching this, it's just you. No one is going to do this for you. No one is ever going to be able to advocate for you in the way that you can advocate for yourself. In order to succeed, you have to walk into every single room like you were sent there and walk in knowing that you make the room better just by being there. Walk around knowing that you have £1,000,000 ideas stored in your brain. And when there are setbacks, you have to have this indestructible belief in yourself that it's going to work out no matter what. That is what separates the people that keep going when things get difficult and the people that don't. Because if you truly believed that eventually you would get there, you would of course keep going. How are you going to foster this belief in yourself? The best answer, fake it till you make it. Genuinely, it is that simple. And this is great news, because if you're the type of person that thinks you are so far away from that type of personality or that level of belief in yourself, you can do it too. There is no better way than to start acting like the person that you want to become. What you need to do is write down maybe 3 situations over the last week where you haven't maybe been as confident as you wanted to be able to. Maybe you wanted to compliment someone, but you didn't. You wanted to post a TikTok get ready with me and you didn't. Or maybe you wanted to advocate for yourself, speak up for yourself, and you don't feel like you could have. You need to take those situations and rewrite them or reimagine them, visualize it in your head as the most confident version of you and how they would have approached that situation. Not anyone else, but you. This belief in yourself is going to be so fundamental to whatever your goals are in 2026. Everyone watching this may have similar goals or different goals. No matter what it is, you have to start having delusional belief in yourself. I would then say that you need to set yourself the challenge of maybe once a week or once a day, acting like the person that you visualize, the most confident version of yourself. No one is going to push you to do that but you. And the best part is that every time you do it, you are strengthening that new identity, and it will get easier and easier and easier. But you need to start small. It should be something that you build up. And I think it's also important to, every time you do it and you step outside of your comfort zone and you become more confident, you need to celebrate yourself as if you have literally just won the Nobel Peace Prize. It's so important that you celebrate yourself so much when you do this. It's like part of the delusion, because then you're more motivated to keep going, keep pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. And the reason that I say start slow is that you shouldn't wake up on January 1st and expect yourself to just be this person, the person of your dreams, because then you're starting off the year feeling like a failure already. And that is the last thing you want. That's the last energy you want to be carrying into the new year. You must slowly but surely build and strengthen this confidence within you. And this is going to give you the confidence to achieve whatever it is you want. An example of this in my life is that I was terrified to post my first talking TikTok, and now I get excited to post TikToks. I don't even think oh, what if someone thinks I'm cringe, or what if someone doesn't like it? Like, that no longer even crosses my mind. And there's a version of me that it used to. And the only way for me to have got to this place is just to post. Like, there's no other way around it. I think we can psych ourselves up. We can build ourselves up as much as we can, but eventually you just got to do the damn thing. And that is how you will literally create unstoppable self-confidence. The other thing I will say about creating a delusional level of self-belief is that you have to back yourself. I guarantee you, if you take a big leap in life and you're talking to other people about it, you are going to run into some uncomfortable conversations about your choices. And it is so important that you back yourself up, because if you don't in that moment, then you are reinforcing the belief that you can't do it. When I decided to quit my job and work on my podcast and social media, I had so many people saying, oh, but you think that's going to work out for you, or oh, if it does work out for you, then it's going to be really hard and long. And I would say, when this works out for me, I would say, I know I can do it. I don't believe this is hard for me. I know I possess the qualities I need to be able to do this. Or I hear you, but that's not how I view my life or my success. And listen, no one that is truly happy and truly fulfilled is ever going to discourage you from living your life authentically or taking a big leap. People that try to discourage you are simply projecting because they see you doing something that they don't think they could ever do themselves. Never accept advice from someone you would not swap lives with, especially when it comes to that person's level of fulfillment in life. Their reality is not your reality. And no offense, but if you look at their life and you're like, I wouldn't swap with you, I think I'm more ambitious than you, I don't think you're actually living your life to your full potential, we're not going to take advice from them. If you wouldn't swap lives with them, then it's projection. And if you would swap lives with that person, then it's guidance and it's advice, and it will always feel uplifting. It won't feel like a dig. And don't just agree and laugh it off because you want to maintain that relationship with whoever's said something discouraging to you. This is not their life. Your life is not your friend's life, your colleague's life, your parents, your grandparents. It is your life. Don't live it for anybody else. Okay, now we're going to talk about how you're going to break down your goals for 2026. So we're going to start with some reflection. What I want you to do is take the following areas of your life: career, health, relationships, sense of self, and mental health. And now rank how satisfied you are on a scale of 1 to 10 in each of those 5 areas of your life. Now, the ones that you ranked lowest in terms of satisfaction, maybe the bottom 2 to 3, are going to be the things that you work on first in 2026. And just a PSA, if you ranked everything as between 0 and 3, then I am here to tell you that you need to be focusing on your mental health and your sense of self. That is going to be what you work on. The reason that this works is because there's kind of a hierarchy of goals. I think there's levels to things and things that you should feel pretty stable in before moving on to other goals in your life. Say, for example, your mental health and your health is anywhere from like a 6 to a 10, but your career is a 3, then I would say you're at a really good point to be able to launch into some kind of leap in your career. If your mental health, however, is at a 0, then this is not the time to be working on relationship-related goals or career-related goals. This avoids time wasting. I used to do this. I was trying so hard to achieve my biggest, brightest, and most amazing goals in life, but my mental health was at a 0. I didn't have the energy and the confidence to actually be doing those things. And therefore I was just wasting time. And that's not to say that whatever's your lowest thing is going to be your focus for the entire year. Like I said, this is about working smart, not hard, and about not wasting your time. So instead of focusing on the wrong goal for 3 months, you could focus on yourself, and that work that you do right there, you will achieve more in the months following that than you could have achieved in the next 3 years if you didn't just take the time to focus on your mental health. You cannot achieve your dream life until you go back to the most important thing in your life, which is you, your sense of self, your literal sanity, okay? When you have yourself, you are the richest person in the room because so many people don't have that. You can easily think of people that are successful or seem to be going on this sort of upwards trajectory of success, but are actually deeply unhappy, or the story doesn't end so well. And that's because when you lack the fundamental piece of the puzzle, which is your relationship with yourself, success and the lifestyle of success is not sustainable. For me, I don't give a heck how long it takes for me to be successful, because I know I'm bringing myself along for the journey. And when I get there, I will be happy and I will be fulfilled. And you shouldn't just focus on the end goal without the intention to get to know yourself along this beautiful journey. You don't want to get there and then realize, I don't know myself at all. And I think that knowing yourself is also key to finding out what success actually means for you. You know, you don't want to spend time going down a path that in reality isn't actually something that you want. It's a different kind of success. So take where you are right now in each of those 5 areas of your life and write down what your dream would be for yourself in each of those areas. No limit. If anything was possible, then write down the first 3 steps. And I don't mean step 1, make a successful podcast, step 2, make £1 million, and step 3, buy a house. I mean, step 1, open Google. Step 2, search Spotify for creators. And step 3, register for an account. Or say if this was health related, maybe step 1, check the GP's opening time. Step 2 is set a reminder to call the GP. Step 3 is call the GP. You need to feel like you are constantly taking steps towards your goals. To gain momentum, you have to take these teeny tiny steps, especially at the start, and you are going to feel so much better than the person who is staring at their vision board and is paralyzed by it and has no idea what to do. This leads me nicely on to my next point. In 2026, instead of having a vision board, you are going to make a how board and a why board. Your why board is the wider vision for yourself, your absolute dream life with no limits. The how board is going to be the steps you need to take in the next month or so, the foreseeable future, in order to achieve your why board. And I'll tell you why this is game changing. I'm the biggest believer that you can have anything. Nothing is off limits to you. Nothing is impossible for you. However, if you're not yet at that point of self-belief, then when you look at your vision board, you are going to become negatively charged with energy because you don't think you can have that. And that is the complete opposite of what you want when it comes to manifestation. But we're not going to shrink our dreams because we're not quite where we'd want to be at yet with our self-belief. So you're still going to have your vision board, but it's going to be your why board. And then alongside this, you're going to have your how board. And your how board is constantly going to be changing as you achieve each thing. And this is so powerful because it's building up your confidence in your ability to actually achieve the wider picture and your dream life. And that is exactly the energy that you need and that you want to have when you're aiming to manifest something, that you can do it. So show yourself you can do it. Visualize these next steps for you. And when you start achieving them, put the next thing and then put the next thing. Maybe your why board is your lock screen and your how board is a Pinterest board, or vice versa, whatever works for you. This is definitely going to be the technique that I'm taking into 2026. Now, let's take a little bit of a deeper dive in some of the areas of our life and how you might want to choose to level up for 2026. First up is your career. In 2026, you simply must quit the job that is sucking the life out of you. It can be very easy to become very numb to how toxic a workplace is. Trust me, I have been there. So if you're in the beginning phases right now of feeling like a job is toxic, get out before it's too late. And if you think that you've sort of sunk into a place of being very unaware of how bad your job actually is, here's some signs that you should probably quit in 2026 or sooner, preferably. Number 1, if everyone at your job hates their job and you're like constantly trying to lift each other up to get through the day. Number 2, you hate the people at your job. That's a big one. That is a big no. Number 3 is that any part of the management or the ownership of the business or whatever is awful. And again, if no one is happy about it, if there's not a single person that works there that's like, oh yeah, it's great. Number 4 is that if you're not excited about life in general, your job is probably playing a role in that, even if you don't realize it. And I think ultimately, if you were to ask yourself the question, is this job right now leading me closer to my dream life? And the answer is no, then it's time to go. Dare to leave the job. I promise you, no job is worth your sanity. I have a habit, which my brother actually pointed out to me this year, which I think some people might actually relate to. Due to my need for life to feel fulfilling and significant, if a job or a relationship isn't giving me that fulfillment, my natural reaction is not to walk away, but it's to pour my entire being into the job in the hopes that it becomes more significant, or kind of making it more significant by wrapping my entire sense of self in it. I think I almost hope that if I pour my entire being into it, that it will start suddenly giving me stuff back. But it is an endless pit. I promise you it's not worth it. The best thing you can do for yourself in 2026 is to pursue your most authentic desires. That is how you align with your dream life. Visualization is very important, but action is also so necessary. If you are being guided to quit a job or start something new, then you need to follow. You need to allow yourself to do it, because this is the universe moving through you and delivering your dream life and exactly what you want and your most authentic path. You've got to ask yourself, what would you pursue if failure was not possible? What would you pursue in this life? And that is what you've got to work towards. Do not sell your soul to the wrong career. You do not have to suffer in order to earn happiness. It is a myth. Work smart, not hard. And I think the best way you can work smart is by doing something that doesn't feel like work, doing something that you truly, your heart yearns for. Jobs can be a really great stepping stone, but they should not be affecting your mental health, your physical health, and they shouldn't drain you. Although so many people's jobs do, it's just normalized. And although I said earlier that if your mental health is in the pits, maybe it's not the time to be making a big career choice, but that doesn't mean you have to stay in the same job. You can still change jobs. And if something is affecting your mental health, you simply must change jobs. Low-key is like a trap, because you go into a bad job, it drains the life out of you, and then you don't actually have any energy to apply for other jobs, or the thought of changing, going somewhere else, starting again feels so overwhelming and just like not doable that you just stay. It feels like a scam. Feels like a scam to me. But stop at nothing in 2026 to find a job where the people and the management is actually good and you are at peace. Well, that might mean working for yourself. Listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, and you will find the career path you were meant to be down. Relationships. I think that the easiest way to improve your relationships in 2026 is to pour into people who pour into you, to choose people who choose you. Time is money. We have an energy budget. Do not waste your budget on people who are not investing their budget back into you. When you make the decision to upgrade your life, you will not have the energy for anyone's BS. But unfortunately, you can still choose to if you want, but then it will start to take away your precious energy from yourself and your goals. In order to be successful and to reach your goals, you have to pour energy into people that are pouring it back into you, surrounding yourself with people that fuel you, that fill your cup. I think anything is like rarely achieved just by you. And although there's no one that directly helps me with my podcast, for example, like logistically, I can tell you so many people in my life that help me with it because they pour their energy into me and I pour my energy into them. That's what you need to succeed. You are a product of the people that you spend the most time around. This is all about energy. If you're trying to improve yourself and you're visualizing a certain life for yourself, but then most of the time in the day you're spending with people who are not like-minded and have completely different energy, it's going to throw everything off and you will not be able to align with the energy of your goals. Open yourself up to the possibility of new relationships. Be brave enough to release the ones that are no longer for you. If you have a relationship in your life that's draining you, that's also screwing with the self-belief that we're trying to work towards. The fake it till you make it thing extends to how you let people treat you. You have to set your boundaries and teach yourself that you deserve more, that you're worthy of more, because otherwise subconsciously it's just going to continue to tear down the work that you're doing to build yourself up. People then treat you badly and you accept it and you're just going to keep getting torn down. You deserve incredible relationships and amazing people in your life, and setting boundaries and doing what you need to do to cut people off or meet new people is how you're going to teach yourself that. Also, surrounding yourself with like-minded people is very, very, very good for manifesting and for achieving what you want to achieve, because it starts feeding to your subconscious brain that your dream life is possible. If you're around people that already have it, or around people that are on the same kind of mindset as you, it starts to seem not so far away from you. And I think it's really, really beneficial. Also, in an age of social media, you need to start watching who you are spending time with online. Don't over engage in the content of people that you wouldn't swap lives with or that you don't align with. Watch and listen to people that inspire you. Follow people that have the type of life that you want. And this doesn't have to be everyone. I'm just saying the people that you watch the most should be people that you are inspired by and that have a healthy outlook on life. I just think in every area of life that involves other people, whether it's at work or friendships, family members, or people online and creators, just fine tune it as much as you possibly can to align with who you are, who you're trying to be, and your goals. A key part to being successful in 2026 is to stop trying to be successful like other people and start trying to be successful like you. Although looking at other people for inspiration is extremely beneficial and important, maybe someone who had the same upbringing as you, the same challenges, disabilities, it's very essential for you to believe that what you want is possible. However, no one has the power that you have. Not even your idols, celebrities, have the power that you have. No blueprint for success is going to entirely work for you. Following your own blueprint, your own intuition, tapping into the essence that no one else in the world can possibly have is what's going to give you that final push and what gives you the edge. And I think it's what actually attracts the most success for you, because it's just the most authentic you. Great things happen when you balance inspiration from the lives of other people with learning how you specifically are going to be successful. I learned this lesson in 2025 because I didn't know I had ADHD until August of 2025. When I was 23. Before that, I was trying to follow the success and the pathway of a neurotypical brain, which was just never going to work. It was never going to be sustainable for me to do that. With ADHD, almost everything that is considered lazy for other people is actually quite beneficial for me to do. I have had the most energy since I've been working out how to make life work for my brain and how to follow a path of success for my brain. I'm no longer trying to live a life that satisfies other people's standard of success, and I feel great as a result. And I think your greatest power is your individuality. And as much as I tell you to take this advice, it's about finding your own power, your own success, and your own path. Listen to yourself and trust that everything you need in order to succeed in 2026 is already within you. Do you just want to share my advice for how you're going to maintain your focus for your journey for the year ahead? Because it might not always feel like it's going in the direction that you want it to. Number one is to stop complaining. You must trust that you are always on your pathway to your dreams, no matter what the present moment looks like. When we complain, we are completely rejecting what is happening in the present and we're resisting the present moment, right? When we stop rejecting, stop resisting what is going on and have faith and trust in the wider picture, we become a magnet for incredible things to happen. Resistance is the easiest way to block your manifestations. And that is because energy takes the path of least resistance. You need to be open to receiving. And the only way to do that is to stop complaining, stop denying what's going on, and have faith that maybe this needs to be happening in order for you to get to where you want to go. Don't put things on your why board and put things on your how board and anticipate how you are going to get there. You do your best, you do your action, and you can try and put your best foot forward, but don't think that every single thing along the way is all going to be quote unquote easy. Everything was easy, then every single person would achieve what they want to achieve. Affirmations that I like to use at the end of the day, which really help with this kind of wider faith in the journey, is I'm grateful for today because it led me to my dream life. And you got to be saying that no matter how your day went. That's like the whole point, right? I was perfectly aligned today. Everything today happened for my greatest good. All of this will help to strengthen the trust that you have in the universe or your higher power to deliver what you want in divine time timing. Just trust and let go. Timing is always, always, always on your side. I think it's also important to remember to choose your future self. Remember why you set out on this journey and who you are trying to become. And if your why changes along the journey, let it. It's very important that you open yourself up to the possibility that you will start to see things that maybe you didn't quite realize before, and your reason for wanting things might change or become more authentic, and you should let it. Finally, and I think very importantly, please remember that time and years are just simply a concept, something that has been made up, a calendar year. That's just something that someone decided and that we follow as a society. New Year is the perfect time to set new goals and have a new beginning, but please just remember that success and happiness cannot be measured by numbers. So why would the path of you getting to that point also be measured by numbers? And time and a year and weeks, months, years. Unconditional love is such a key to success. So if you feel you're behind at any point in the year, please just remind yourself that years are just a concept. And although this is about New Year and 2026, ultimately this is about you and you living your best life. Maybe I'm grateful to be seeing 2026. It's been quite the year, but January me would not believe how far I've come towards the end of the year. So I'm so proud of me. I hope you guys are really proud of yourself, and just remember that there is nothing you cannot achieve, and I'm behind you all the way. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week for the next episode.